Bella and welcome to Beauty on a Budget. And for the 4th year running, just before Christmas, it's my 5 days, 5 looks, 5 friends. This is the 4th year I've done it. I'm pretty sure this is the 4th year I've done it. So today's Monday, the first day, and I'll be doing it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and with a different friend every day. I feel so privileged to be able to do this because, you know, all my friends agree to do it, and I just really love this week of the year. I love doing this. It's just makeup, get ready with me, just as I would normally do, get ready with me. Normally over the Christmas time, I would put in a couple of videos that maybe a little bit more goldy stuff, maybe a little heavier on the red, you know, the Christmas look, traditional Christmas looks. But this year I thought, if we go anywhere, we will be in our family's houses, won't we? If, you know, we can do that and we feel safe enough to do that, then that's the place we'll be. We're not travelling or going anywhere or going out to dinner anywhere or going to restaurants or, you know, Christmas meals, Christmas parties. There's not going to be any of that this year, is there? So I thought I still want to do a nice look every day, and I want to sort of do it with different colours. I'm doing quite a neutral one today. You know, I'll go through different colours and so forth, but I don't think I'll put too much of the heaviness in this year and the over glam kind of Christmas looks, because it's just not going to be called for, is it? And, you know, doing it and saying this is what you can do when, you know, you're sitting with your husband watching Netflix, it's... Right. So today, day 1, Monday, I'm really pleased to say that I'm collabing with Daphne. I will link her channel. I'll put a name above and I'll link her below. She's a quiet spoken, very gentle, very beautiful lady. Again, it's, you know, with me it's all about the people. I take to the people, and it's the same with everybody that I'm doing this week. These are people that I've just taken to, and you guys know what I'm like. And she's gentle, and she reminds me, and saying this, she reminds me of my mum, because I'm probably older than Daphne. But when I was a little girl, a very little girl, I remember my mum talking like that, talking as Daphne's voice, and quite demure and quite feminine, and, you know, she reminds me of her. I only saw a couple of her videos and it reminded me of her. And I have a great passion for Ireland, and because of my mum's, and it's on my bucket list that I will do Ireland, because I promised my mum before she went. She's been gone many years now, and I will go, but I've got a weak spot for the Irish. Okay. And Daphne is beautiful. She's absolutely lovely, and you'll love her. You'll really love her. So thank you, Daphne, for doing this with me. Let me get started. Okay guys, I firstly want to apologise for the shadows that you'll see on the wall. It's still very early in the morning, it's still dark, so I've got the overhead light on and I've got a little light in front of me, so it's going to cast a shadow, so that's why that's there. Now, what I want to do, for every 5 days I'm going to start my base. My base is on, as you can see. But I'll do the same on every day of the 5 days, so that you know what I've got on my face. So what I've got on so far as a base is I've got my e.l.f. Putty Primer that I use all the time, that I adore. I've got the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation, that's the dewy one. I've got on Smith & Colt. Please tell me, anybody, if you know anywhere you can get this in the UK. I love this so much. This is Smith & Colt Concealer. And then I finished it very lightly with a dusting of powder from the Coty Airspun. Very, very lightly. I don't always do that, but I do particularly when I'm filming because of any flashback. And then I put all over my eyelids. I put over Wet n Wild's Bruile. And then I set all that with some setting spray, which is my go-to. I won't use anything else. And it's a Rimmel Insta Fix and Glow. So that's what I've got on my face. So you know how far I've come. And I'll do that every day before I start. If I do it all, it's going to be every day. It's going to be a bit monotonous for you to see the same thing every day. And also the videos would take too long. So let's start on this look today. For the eyeshadow palette, for today I've chosen the Nubian Place by, I can never think of these, Juniver. I love this palette. Juvenila's Place, isn't it? I can never pronounce that. I love this palette. They do tend to be a little bit soft. Can you see that one's gone? Kind of broke. And to start with, I'm going to take this colour here. It hasn't got no colours on it. I'm going to take that colour there, and I'm going to work that into my transition. I've got a mirror down here, guys, so if I'm looking down, you know why. And I'm going to put that on as a transition shade. And we're not going to do anything too heavy. I think I've chosen the looks this week, really, because obviously I love making up all the time. And I've done this video with 5 of my friends now. I think this is the 4th year I've done it. So I didn't want to not do that. Because I so enjoy doing that every year. But also, I tend to, sometimes I do a very smoky, very over smokily eye. And, you know, I might use a little bit of gold and so forth. But this year, we're not able to go to the places to do that, are we? Now, we can go into, I think there's a thing that we can go into others' houses if they're in your bubble or something. I don't know, honestly, it ties me up in knots. But I know you can mix with your family. I think if it's from 2 households, or I'm not sure how it works out, but we're not going to go out, are we, in sort of traditional nightlife? That's not going to be there. So we want makeup that would be suitable, well I would anyway, suitable for your family and close friends, you know? So it's a Christmas indoors, thinking of it as indoors. So I thought, I don't want to do too much sort of pressed glitters or anything like that, because it's just, we're just not going to be able to go to the places to do it, are we? So they're quite ordinary looks, but they will be 5 different ones and using 5 different types of shading. So that's that colour, guys. Okay, so the next one I'm putting on is this one here. That's a really rich warm brown. And I'm going to put that in the usual place that I do. So that's the outer V. There is some fallout. And I pat it, I sort of feed it, I say, along that part of my eye there. Till I get that shape. There is a little bit of fallout. Till I get that shape. Like this. And then I will blend that. I love blending with a big brush, guys. I've been doing it for a couple of years now, you know, and I find it much easier. Just the blending. That's it. Now you build that up as much as you'd want to build that up. So today I'm doing it a little bit more. It's all according what palette you're using. I mean, some palettes are very pigmented. I prefer, now I'm older, I prefer to work with a palette that I can layer as opposed to being too pigmented. purely because it's easier to keep away from the lines. And go put into your eyelid a little bit, and up like this. And then I clean that one off. I always keep my foundation brush, and between each I just clean that off like this. I do the other eye. Okay, so that's both eyes done. Now I'm going to take the deepest one, which is a really dark one in this corner here. It's not black. It's not black, but it's very dark. And I'm going to put that under my eyes. It's hard to do this and try to... I want to be able to show you. I'm going to put that under my eyes. Close to my lashes. Hope you can see alright, guys. Close to my lashes. Leave that like that, and then the tiny little brush, can you see? Really tiny little brush. And I put it under the eye, close to my lashes. Like this. And then I want to get a brush that's not quite as tiny. Well, it's tiny, but it's not as full. It's more full. So still a very small brush, but it's not flat. And I look up and I want to smudge that in. So keep smudging that under the eye. My other mirror, so you can see a little bit better because I can hold it up. So that was a very dark one. And then I smudged that, just holding this here. You can see better like that, can't you? I smudged that. And then with that one again, that same brush that I smudged under my eyes with, I go in the dark and I just emphasise the outer V. Just the outer V. Don't go across into the crease, or you don't want to do that. Just that outer V like that. Both sides, just the outer V. That's that. Okay. I like this. I like Dewy's place. It's harder to get over here. I picked that one up when I was in the States. That's that one. I was hoping to come back to the States next year as well, but I think that's out of the question. That's that. And then I don't want a big fluffy brush that I blended with before. I want one about this size, like this. A blending brush, but not quite as big as the one that I used. And I just want to concentrate on that corner. Still blending, but just concentrate on the corner and the outer V. Just bring that in a little bit, but don't work the brush too kind of big. On this side. And then lastly, I'm going to take, for eyeshadow anyway, I'm going to take this one here, or this one. What one should I take? I think I'll take this one here. And I'm going to put that on a flat brush. So a flat brush. And I'm going to put that on my lids. Only on the lid, not taking it up into the crease at all. Just the lid. There is a little bit of fallout with this. I think that I can't repair, but you know, warning you with Dewy's place, it's a little bit of fallout. And then I'm going to take the very bright one, which was this one here, the lightest one, and I'm going to put that on my finger. They're really buttery, these, which make them very soft, and you know, don't dig in too hard. And just the very centre where my eyeball is, I'm just going to go up like that. And then I'm just going to correct that with my finger. No brushing. Just correct that little bit with my finger. Like that. And do the same the other side. That's that. And then, guys, I'm going to tightline. Okay, so my eyes are done, guys. Now, for my blush and contour and so forth today, I've picked a palette that's an all-in-one. I like these. A lot of the time I like them, but you can't always get everything in the palette that's nice. Either the blush is a bit off or the highlighter's a bit off. But this is all quite nice, and I like this. So you don't need anything else with it. And also the colouring matches up nicely with what I've done my eyes. You can see I've used the contour a lot, guys, because it's got a big pan in it. So I'm putting it on this brush to start with. This is something I always do. Like that, and I draw that around my head like that to start with. And then just down there, not too much. Just down there. See where I put that, can't you, guys? Just under, you can feel your cheekbone. You can just under it, like that. Just under that cheekbone. And then in between your chins. That's that. Gives a little bit, it's just definition. That's that. And then I'm going to get quite a firm brush. This is the Real Techniques. They're probably my favourite brush, people. It's quite firm. It's packed, but it's loose like this. Do you know what I mean? I don't know how to describe it. Hold that up a minute. And this, I then want to work into my foundation and powder. Up and up. So it works in nicely. It's when I didn't, you know, I was attempting to grow my hair out, which I never liked. It dragged my face down at the end, but you sort of, I had to be more precise about shaping because my hair was off my face. But now my hair's always over that bit anyway. Work that in there, and then we will work that in there and under the chins, as I said, in two of them. And then down round, and that's the contour. And then I'm going to use the blush that's in it. I'll list all this below, guys. You know that I'll list it below. And I'll take the blush and I just want to put it here, not on the cheeks, you know. If you start at the back, then the most will go at the back. If you bring the brush forward, most of the colour will stay at the back, which is where we want it. And this side the same. Not going down, not going above your cheekbone, but going above on the cheekbone, really, where above your contour, like that. And then I get a big brush like this. I just want to finish that in like that. So that's the blush in. And then I'll put a little bit of the highlight on, just a little. And that will go just here. I like this one because it's not, you know, it doesn't, one of those bright ones that looks like I'm trying to get hold of the mothership. It's not one of them. I'm never up there my eyes. Lips, let's see what we can do today. Let's take a nice neutral. That's a bit too pink. I think we're better with this one. So this is a Revlon one, I believe. But it's that kind of muted pink again. It's not the bright pink. It's not an in-your-face pink or a baby pink. It's kind of warm pink. Warm pink. Like a dusty rose kind of colour. I'll show my lips in. I'll write below, guys, everything. I've just said that 70 times. And my lips have got a lot better since I've been using the e.l.f. You know the e.l.f. exfoliator that comes in the lipstick? I know I've shared it with you guys. My lips are a lot better. And then I want to look for a similar colour. I should have had these organised, guys. I know. No, that's too cherry. Let's go with this one, which looks like a pretty natural one. Let's go with this one. Just looking at that kind of dusty colours again. There and that one. So guys, that's look number one. Let me go and tidy myself up as always, and I'll be back. Okay, so I quite like this look. This is a look that for me is everyday, but it's got that little bit of something special. I wouldn't put highlight on every day, and so it's nice. It's a nice look, but it's not too glam. As I said, it's not really any point this year with that one, but hope you like it. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. Please go and see Daphne. Say hi. Tell her I said hi. You'll love her. You can't help but love her. Okay. So thank you for being here with me. Be back tomorrow for day 2. Bye.